definition. One more time. Biceps. He's only 6 years old. 6.5, weighing at a mean, lean 48 pounds. One more time on the chest muscles. Where his head pops up.
Haram!
Wait. What's that? I haven't had my coffee yet, so I'm sorry if I'm low energy. First coffee of the day. Don't be fat. I'm sorry about the low energy today, guys. Alright, you know how we do it every single stream. Can you guys send below where you're from or where you're currently watching from? I'm currently streaming live from the best country in the USA, Texas. Can we get some Joe Bidens in the chat? Habibi, come to Dubai. And we got UK. Sammy's too excited for this. We got TT, he's coming live from Afghanistan. We got I Am an Oatmeal Without Sugar from Egypt. We got Dardeval from Iraq. I think Kurt is from Mexico, or he is from Mexico. I think he's currently in Mexico. Is that right, Kurt? Is that right, Kurt? Is that? We got Mohammed Khwasha from Lebanon. We got Sarah's Life from Nigeria. We got Buttercup from I Want to Join the Live. Shut up, little Buttercup, you sus. We got Perry the Platypus from Earth. We got Habuba from Morocco. We got Hajar from Kuwait. Can we get some Kuwait oil money in the chat? Kuwait. We got Muhammad Panda from South Africa. We got Nabil from Iraq. We got from Palestine. Wow. We got the freaking entire world here. We got Leela from Germany. We got Zaga from Seattle. We got Wolves from Netherlands. We got Nazar from Indonesia. We got Hey, NPC, shut up and come talk to me on Discord, you little Instead of walking everywhere, you just want to run everywhere, like. Oh, dang it, I thought I was going to be out of frame. All right, chat. My name is Grayson Brock. I'm 21 years old. I'm currently streaming live from the best country in the USA, Texas. I'm 21 years old, and I'm also 21 years old. I am a transvestite. I do not identify as a male or female, and I'm currently on a journey to investigate many different religions of the world, and I have seemed to have found one that makes the most sense. I investigated Buddhism, I investigated Christianity, I investigated Hinduism, I investigated, what else? The Book of Mormon, Mormonism, and I investigated psychedelics, I investigated everything pretty much! And what I discovered is there is only one truth. There can only be one God, because that's the only thing that makes sense. That's the only thing that God can be is one. As soon as God becomes more than a spiritual being, as soon as he becomes something on earth, we start to follow ourselves in a way. That's what I believe. And today I'm going to be researching the guy who apparently received the Quran from an angel. His name is Muhammad. I just wanted to learn more about the guy. So he has a biography about him. Because I'm not afraid of knowledge. I'm not afraid to open up any book that other people will tell me is evil. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of nobody or nothing. I'm only afraid of God, and I'm only afraid of you if you could kill me. Then I'll probably be afraid of you. But until then, I ain't afraid of none of y'all in the chat, because you can't tell me nothing. Is anyone gonna open this door and stop me from saying whatever I want? No! And that's why you like listening to me, because you know I genuinely say things that are real. Like, don't be fat. Wake up, you got one life, bro, and you sitting there on your phone all day. Ah! Sorry for the low energy, guys. I have only had a few sips of my coffee. Good day to be alive, baby. How could someone be so drunk without being drunk? Oh no, I'm drunk. I'm drunk on life. I'm drunk on the sun. I wake up and I look at the sun and I'm like, ah! I have one life to live. How could I possibly waste it by having low energy? Energy can't be created or destroyed. I don't have more energy than you. I have just put it together. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It's a law of the universe. I do not have more energy than you. I just have concentrated it. See this? When you do this, you'll feel energized. Put your hands together. Get that freaking out of my ear. Almost at 1 mil. Oh my gosh. Breathe air. Breathe air. Hafsa, I recently saw a shirt that said, I identify as a non-binary. Non-binary. Should I order that right now? When I drop back on the car backdraft, the smoke screens. You ever wonder what it all really means? And I wonder if you know what it means to find your mom come true. And I drop back in the car's back, smoke screens. You ever wonder what it all really means? I can't. Why can I not? I can't change. I can't even edit anything on my screen. Freaking pissed right now. And I wonder if you know I'm a non-binary. I identify as a non-binary. Hafsa, which one was it? Should I cop it, boy? Should I cop it, boy? Boy! But I identify as a panda. Hey, Manura. Manura with the super chat. The version you were watching of the message was missing some scenes. This one is better. Okay, may Allah guide you to the right path. Hey, may God guide us all to the right path. Can I get an amen? Can I get an amen in the mo freaking chat? Can I get some W's as well? Can I get some mo freaking W's? Trying to stop myself from saying fuck. Oh, fuck. Anyways, Lenora, I'm going to be watching The Message live on Monday. I'm going to be watching The Message live on Monday. The Message is a good movie about people in the desert. Where did you buy your energy? I want to buy some. Oh yeah, I bought mine from. I slept. That's how I get energy. I don't eat very much food until the nighttime of the day. That's also how I get energy, because when you eat a lot of food, you get tired, you get satisfied. So I don't really eat that much. This is like the second thing I've eaten today, and it's 3:30 in the afternoon, and I woke up at 9. So I've been up for like 6.5 hours. I've ate 1 bowl of yogurt. That's it. And I've had a bunch of water. Oh yeah, water. Water when you wake up. That will change your life. Shelly said, I'm new. What's up with the W? Shelly, how old are you? Are you like 50 years old? A W means a W. Come on, Shelly. Shelly, I'm going to need you to get with the program, Shelly. Can we get some L Shellys below? Because she doesn't know what W is. So we'll send her some L's. L Shelly. I'm just kidding, Shelly. W Shelly. Shelly. W is W, L is L. Come on, Shelly. I know, I'm messing with you, Shelly. W Shelly. NPC said, take Shahada or start reading now. Hurry or leaving. Okay, NPC, please leave. Nobody likes you anyway. W roast. This stream is wilded. This stream is freaking wilded. Can we get some wilded in the chat? Hey, Jones Novus, he's got a question. Jones Novus, how we doing, brother? God bless your soul. He said, what's Gucci, Grayson? Since I didn't attend your last live yesterday, can you give me a quick summary of it and your thoughts overall? Jones Novus, I can do just that for you, brother. I was about to say brother of Christ. But brother Jones Novus, I will. I read a little bit yesterday, and I talked with my friend Ozzy, and there was two parts to yesterday's stream. The first part I read, and I read about how Muhammad was persecuted. So basically, Muhammad was this dude that lived in, present day Saudi Arabia, or like that area, like the Arabian Peninsula. You know what I'm saying? And what was going on at the time of when he was born, it was around like 1,500 years ago, as everybody was worshiping these idols in the Kaaba. I don't know how to say it. Kaaba, Kaboodle. The Kaaba was apparently the Kaaba was the first place of monotheistic worship, to worship God, the one and only God. And by the time Muhammad had began his life 1,500 years ago, everyone in this place that Abraham had built to worship the one God and to prostrate yourself and to bow to the one God, to give thanks to the one Creator, it was being used for idol worship. They had all these little mini gods and all these other gods around, and Muhammad would go to a cave. This is what I learned yesterday. He would go to a cave, and he started receiving some of the Quran from an angel, according to this book, and he would receive some of the Quran. And if you've never read the Quran, well, the Quran is basically saying, if you want to summarize the entire Quran, it's a big book, right? There's so much to it, but not really. It's very simple. There's only one God. That's what this book says repeatedly, and it says to respect that one God and don't put anything before him. So Muhammad basically went around starting to tell people about it, more or less. And a few of his companions started following him, and they started telling people, guys, there's only one God, there's only one God. And everyone, including his own tribe, his own people, the Quraysh people, the people who controlled the Kaaba at the time, they were like, screw Muhammad. They were not sending W's in the chat for Muhammad. They were sending L's in the chat for Muhammad and his companions. So they were persecuted repeatedly over and over again. And you might be asked, persecuted for what? They were persecuted for saying there's only one God and not following the idols that the other people worshipped. Sounds kind of similar to today, doesn't it? So they were, the companions, this is what I learned yesterday, guys, when I'm reading this book. It's about the biography of Muhammad. Basically, Muhammad and his companions were being persecuted. They were being whipped. There's even stories of this guy named Bilal, who I think was a slave. He was going around, they were beating him repeatedly, and they had a rope around his neck, and they were like dragging him, and he was just saying 1, 1, 1, 1. And he was just, that's all he was saying. He was just saying there's only one God. That's what they were fighting against them. They were so mad that they were claiming that there's only one God. When in fact, there only can be one God, which is why people try to stop that from being spread, because it's the most simplest truth, and it will actually bring you freedom. At least it's brought me freedom to know that there's only one God, and that when I get down on my hands and knees, I'm only praying to the God, the same God that Abraham was praying to, the same God that Moses was praying to, the same God that Jesus was prostrating to. That's what I believe. Now we all can believe whatever we want, and at the end of the day, I'm not God. I believe this to be the truth. I can't tell you 100% that I know it's the truth, but it feels right to me, and it makes sense, and it brings me clarity. It makes my life better. It makes me understand God more. It makes me want to be pure. So how could it not be true? I don't know. I'm not God, though, so when we die, we will find out, and we will each be held accountable to our own actions, because whatever actions you put out in the world, they'll come back to you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I learned yesterday, Jones. Basically, to summarize yesterday, what I read in this biography is Muhammad and his companions. Oh, I even wrote it right here. Bilal kept saying 1, 1. Listen to this. The pagans seized them. So this is the companions of Muhammad. The pagans seized them. They made them wear steel coat of arms and placed them in the sun. Then there wasn't one of them but who gave them what they wanted of the word. So the pagans were saying, say that we, worship this God. Say that you believe in this God. Say this. Say that you believe in our gods. And they wouldn't. Bilal His name was Bilal. He showed no respect to his... Wait. He showed no respect... So they handed Bilal over to the urchins, I don't know who that is, who dragged him around with a rope on, according to this book, with a rope in his neck in the valleys of Mecca, while he kept saying, one. There can only be one God. That's what Bilal was saying, and he was getting persecuted for it. That's what I learned yesterday. And then I went and I had a discussion with Ozzy, my Christian friend, and I brought on Mikey, who is one of our subscribers, someone who is part of our community. This community is not just people who agree with things that I say. What would be the point of a community when only the people agree with what the person who is running it says? That'd be the dumbest community ever. So, Mikey, absolute legend. I hope I get the chance to talk to him again, God willing, inshallah. He came on, and me, Mikey, and Ozzy discussed. Him and Mikey believe Mikey is a Catholic Christian who has done a lot of research into religions, and he said that the Bible makes the most sense to him, and he believes it's actually more clear than the Quran. And yeah, we had a talk about God, and I was basically trying to say, how is Christianity not polytheism? It is polytheism. I believe it is. And they said, no, it's not. Why can God not be in the human? If you say God can't be a human, you're limiting God. I didn't really know what to say to that. Because I was like, how am I limiting God? God can't be a human because a human is by definition someone... a human is not even a real... It's not an eternal thing. It's something that lives and dies like a plant. It goes up and goes down. It lives and it dies. It has to wake up and it has to sleep. It has to sleep. The human body has to sleep or you will die. So it's not even a real thing. It's a system. The human body is a system. It's not a bang. It's not a eternal state, which I believe God is ultimately powerful. God would never need to take a poop. I think that's blasphemous to think God needed to take a poop and that God needed to take a rest. I don't believe God needs to ever take a rest because God is the spirit that has created the whole universe. It's this concept that is so far above me that I would never even begin to say that God is just like me and was just like me and got killed. I don't believe that to be true. But I realized, from yesterday's stream, from talking to them, that I don't really feel well equipped enough to debate people on this. And I know most people in this chat are Muslims, so they're going to say, Grayson, you're right. I'm not saying this to get you guys to say I'm right. Now, you're welcome to say that I'm right in the chat, but I'm not saying it so you guys think that I'm right. However, I'm happy that there is people who understand this concept of what I'm saying. Hey, how many Christians we got in the chat? If you're a Christian, boom. Debating is overrated. Yeah, debating is stupid anyway. God is one. All I can say is I don't know if I can debate people and convince people. All I can tell people is I read the Quran and it made sense. That's it. Now, Ozzy said to me yesterday, he made a good point. He said, just because it makes sense doesn't mean it's true. Does the universe make sense? And it's almost like, I don't know. I think debating is just, does it even get anywhere? Does it even get anywhere? Actually, yeah, the universe does make sense. Grayson, I think you should go to Hamza's den if you have any questions. I don't want to get eaten up by lions. Quran forever. You would be right, sir. You would be right. No, I like Hamza's den. I'm just scared of it. Kurt says, I am me. There you go, Kurt. Hey, y'all. Should we rage holy war? Where is Dr. J? I think Dr. J take too many meds and he's sleeping. Umi said, Hamza really is a lion of God. He lives up to his name. Yes, he does. Hey, ALZ4, no holy wars. We are brothers. We are all brothers. We are all brothers. Fuck labels. Even the labels drag us apart because they make us think that we're different. Let's pretend we were all deaf. If we were all deaf and couldn't speak, we wouldn't have these labels that made us think that we're all, oh, I'm this religion, oh, I'm this religion, oh, I'm this religion, oh, I'm this religion. No, I don't even believe in religions. Religions is just a belief system. Like, what is a religion? Words are just words. It's actions. It's love. It's when you shake the hands of another man, whether he says he's this religion or this belief, whatever he freaking says, when you shake his hand, when you shake another brother's hand, you feel them. And you know, we're in this together. We're in this together. We are one. If you become one day Muslim, let your name be below. Yo, chill. It's kind of fire. Hey, Afet. W's in the chat for Afet. She's always got something good to say. She's always got some knowledge to spit. Always a genuine person in the mo freaking chat. Can we get some W's for Afet in the chat? Afet said, G, just like you said once, when there is a problem or a fear. G, just like you said once, when there is a problem or a fear, you can't go around it. You put your hand in front of your face and you said you have to face it head on. You can't go around it. Face it like a man. Wait. Afet, what are you referring to? You're scaring me because you're making me think that I need to face my fears, but I love facing my fears. I love it because it makes me stronger. EDJ, shut up. We're in this together. You better face your fear. You told us yourself. Ha ha ha. What is my fear? I think I fear... You know what I realized? You know what's something I realized, guys? I want to share this. So... I'm going to share something that's real, y'all, because, hey, tell me one reason you guys like listening to me talk, because right now you could go listen to another streamer and it would be way more jippity-joppity. They'd be playing video games and beep, boop, beep, 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 points, yay, gambling, yay, brrr. But you instead like listening to me talk. Why is that? Why is that? You remind us of us. Whoa. ALZ4 is dropping some wisdom in the chat. Because you seem sincere. Amira, you've been severely mistaken. I'm not sincere. Hafsa said, here to learn. Seems like you do too. Always. Bramir, you seem sincere. W knowledge. Because you are honest. I like your honest reactions and your curiosity. W knowledge. You are authentic. You're honest. You scream a lot. Okay, thank you. Umi said, you're not normal. Hey, you want to know what's funny? I was talking about a girl yesterday with my friend, and I was talking about this person. And I was like, well, was talking with my friend, and we were talking about this other person. And then my friend asked me about them, and I was like, well, they're kind of weird. And then he goes, well, you're kind of weird too. And I was like, damn, you got a good point. Hey, Maria, please don't spam. Bilal Brock is my guy. Hey, you're funny AF. Umi, can you block anyone who's spamming? Friend was not lying. Reality is duality. Ooh, reality is duality. Yo, recast. Let me quote that real quick. Recast. Reality is duality. It's a fire quote. I love quotes. Reality is duality. Yo! New quote! And then I'm going to get real because I had something to talk about. Recast. I'm tweeting you. Reality is duality. It's okay, Maria. Is reality duality? Duality is reality is duality. There must be sunlight, there must be the moon. There must be rest, there must be awake. There must be breath in, there must be breath out. There must be food in, there must be food out. There must be water in, there must be water out. The universe must have had a beginning, it must have an end. The universe God will never die because God was never born. Duality is reality. Bilal Brock. Hey, Hura, who is right? Leon Kennedy, I don't know. Your YouTube algorithm recommended your lives to me. Hey, Nabil W. KM said, Grayson Brock, what did you think of the story of Jesus, peace be upon him, in the Quran? In the Quran, it says that Jesus performed many miracles. It said he was talking as a baby from his cradle. It says he helped and healed many people. And it said when Jesus gets to heaven, God is going to ask him, like, did you claim to be God? And he will say, I would never claim such a thing. And I agree. All I can say is I can't really even debate people. I don't feel equipped enough to debate people. I mean, debating just makes people fight anyway. All I can do is share my testimony at the end of the day. And I didn't really feel convicted as a Christian of how to live my life. I gained a lot of spiritual awareness of how to be a better person. Like, I completely evolved into a better person, into the man God wanted me to be. In fact, God gave me my life experience to build me into exactly to the man that I am today. And God is going to give me more challenges and more things that don't seem to make sense at the time. But when I look back in 20 more years, over the next 20 years, all the challenges and things that don't make sense will all make sense. And it'll bring me closer to God. I evolved as a person and became humble, became loving. I learned how to pray from the Bible, from going to church. I learned how to be nice. I learned so much incredible things. I think there's something missing there, or something that was extra that was added on top of it that left me confused. And when I read the Quran and when I continued to research the idea of only following one God, I was like, wait, this is what I've been reading about in the Old Testament. This had to be what Moses was doing. This had to be what Abraham was talking about. And one day, I was even backpacking with my friends, and I was in the middle of the wilderness, and I saw a rock. There was like a rock sitting there. I was in the middle of the wilderness, and this is the most majestic night. The clouds, it was dark. We were in the middle of the mountains. We backpacked. There was nobody around us, and I sat there, and I looked at this rock that was sitting there, and I looked up at the sky. It was like there was all these trees were on the side of a mountain, but there was this it was like open, and I could see the sky. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is what like Moses was doing when he received the 10 commandments. Or, this is what, I don't know if it was Abraham, the story in the Bible of the man who almost sacrificed his son for God. He was sitting there on his knees and he was looking and thought, oh my gosh. And God, I don't know. Honestly, from taking mushrooms, it has helped me grasp God a lot better. But I don't know how to explain it into words. I'm not wise enough to explain it. All I can say is it makes sense. I get it. That. I get it. That. God isn't real if you don't believe in God. God will not be part of your life, and you will be now in hell because you've separated from God. There is no thing that can ever save you or help you. But when you believe in God, you're in heaven. Because anything that happens to you, you submit. If someone were to throw me outside of this building right now and I were about to fall 20 floors, I don't know if I would be wise enough to realize I'm going to be okay. But if I were parachuting from the sky, I have my skydive license because I'm an absolute legend. If I were skydiving from the sky and I was falling and my parachute fell off me and I was just like, ah! I would stop and then I would go, oh wait, God is real. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. There is a spirit inside of me. There is a spirit inside of me that I can see in others. I can see it in some. And I can even see evil in some other places of part of it. I see deception. And sometimes I even see evil in myself. Like, oh my gosh. I see both. But I look at my parents. I look at my grandparents. I look at people in my life. And I see a spirit that was not started from me. I was not the start of the spirit. This spirit is also in my parents. This spirit is also in my grandpa. This spirit is also in my grandma. This spirit is also in my other grandpa. This spirit is also in my other grandma. I can see the spirit of God. The spirit. We are one. And I know God is real. God is the concept. If you don't believe in God, then you believe we're just here. But if you believe in God, you believe that you were born, and then you had a mother. And then your mother had a mother. And then your mother had a mother. And then your mother had that. Where's the start of it? 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 That's what God is. We are the human race. We are God's iPhone. Fuck the labels. Fuck the religious labels. We're one. We are one. And the day that you're willing to get on your knees and put your head on the floor, you will realize you are nothing. At the end of the day, you are nothing. And God could just smite me. God could just strike me with my lightning and I would... That could happen to me at any moment. But not today, because God has given me another chance at life. And we're all in this together. if we could just unite together and unite under the concept of monotheism. Monotheism is the only thing that will save us. Monotheism is the only thing that can save us. Hoorah! I swear to God, this guy has ADHD. Go get tested, Grayson. ADHD isn't real! ADHD is just what they say to people who have energy. Because when you walk into class... Ready for this, chat? You ready for this, chat? Oh, hi, my name is Timmy. Yeah, I'm ready to learn. Okay. Okay, Timmy, please sit down here and open up your book to page 10. Okay. Oh, Timmy, and you must ask before you use the restroom. Okay, can I use the restroom? Oh, yes, you can, Timmy. Okay. See, Timmy is a great student. Timmy follows his teacher. Timmy is going to be a sheep. Timmy is going to be a soldier. Timmy is going to be part of the flock. And so the school system, the society, names that person as a normal person, as a good person. Now, let's watch another person walk into class. Student number 2. Oh, hey, how we doing? Oh, yo, Grayson, sit down. Okay, Grayson, sit down. Okay, Grayson, please go to page 10. I don't want to go, please go to page 10. Okay, I'll go to page 10. Page 10. This is so boring. I can't pay attention. Starts drawing, starts doing other things. The teacher is going to go, oh my gosh. You can't listen. Let me go talk to your parents. Then the parents are like, yeah, he can't listen. The reason the child can't listen or focus is because he's learning nonsense. He's not learning anything that he knows. People with ADHD know that what they're learning is not important, so their brain can't get them to focus on it. They don't want to focus on it because they know it's not important. So now society says, oh, you have ADHD. What does that mean?
Sir, Grayson, that means attention hyper deficit. I don't give a fuck.
That means nothing. That doesn't mean anything. That just means I have energy and I have life in me. Because when I went and got tested for ADHD, you want to know how I know this? Because when I went, when I went to go, my parents were like, oh, maybe I have ADHD, I went to a psychiatrist, psychologist, whatever the label you want to call it. I went to a room with a person and they said, Grayson, do you have trouble focusing in class sometimes? And I was like, yeah, I do have trouble focusing in class. Okay. Grayson, do you have how are your grades? Oh, my grades are pretty good. Oh, really? Your grades are good? Yeah, you got like A's, mostly A's? Yeah, okay. So sometimes you can't focus in class? So tell me about it, Grayson. Yeah, sometimes I'm just trying to focus in class and I just can't focus. Okay. By the way, this is a real thing that happened in my life. I'm shortening a 25-minute session with a psychiatrist into about 30 seconds, but this is exactly what happened. They asked me those questions, and then she said, maybe I, checked a few boxes on a piece of paper or something, and maybe they talked to my parents, I don't know. I don't really remember the details, but what essentially happened was they said, okay, you have trouble focusing in class? Okay. Well, Grayson, we have diagnosed you with something called ADHD. We have this medicine that you can take. The medicine, by the way, is legal methamphetamine. It's called amphetamine salts. Adderall is amphetamine salts. Amphetamine salts, doesn't that sound similar to methamphetamine? Yeah, and if you take it, you'll be like, you'll be all wired up. And that's what all the kids in America are on. So America's on drugs, boy. And yeah, ADHD isn't real because I went and got diagnosed with ADHD, and anyone who said they can't pay attention in class said, you have ADHD. I knew it. He has ADHD. Hoorah! ADHD isn't real! ADHD isn't real! Hafsa, have you seen what Jordan Peterson says about ADHD, especially boys? He agrees with you. Really? I have not seen what he said.
I don't buy it, except in these.
Oh, gosh. Sorry guys, I have a fence staining to deal with. Kurt told me to read the Discord, Nibba. There's so much going on right now, guys. I have ADHD. What am I gonna do? I can't focus. I have ADHD. I've been diagnosed. And I've also been diagnosed with depression. The doctor told me I'm gonna be sad for the rest of my life, and there's nothing I can do about it. The doctor even told me I have ADHD, which means I can't control my own head. I have been diagnosed. I don't know what to do.
Rare cases is that
I can't hear it. Watch this Jordan Peterson clip that Hafsa sent me. Squall, squall, squall. Connect. Beep, boop.
we use. I don't buy it, except in these rare cases, is that we use amphetamines to conveniently modify the behavior of bored boys because we're too stupid to construct our education systems in a manner that doesn't drive them mad. Boys should play more, way more than they do, way more. They should play to the point of exhaustion in some sense every day. Really, really. They'll quit when they've had enough. I don't.
Yo, Hafsa, that's the best. That might be one of the best clips I've ever seen on the internet. He's exactly right. Hey, I am not sending any of my. I'm gonna have like 30 boys, and I'm gonna have a whole compound, and they're gonna go in the turf field, and I'm gonna run out there, and I'm gonna punch every single one of them, and we're gonna run around, and we're gonna run around until they're all dog tired every single day, and we're all gonna have 6-packs, and if any of them are fat, I'm just gonna be like, ah! Ah! Protective Services has just been called. Dude, W this clip.
I don't buy it.
He's exactly
Except in
right.
these rare cases.
I honestly feel very smart because I have never seen this clip, and I feel like my opinion was very similar to Jordan Peterson, who's a pretty smart guy. I think he's read a lot of books. So, all right. Wait, where did the dono message go? Why can't I see it? Chat, why can't I see the message? I was waiting to read it, and then everyone's also telling me to read. Wait, where is it's gone? Did someone delete the message? Hey, moderators, did one of y'all? No, it shows up at the top. It was purple. It's supposed to stay there. Okay, wait, I know how to find it. Laura, did he say he is autistic? We're all autistic. We're all on the spectrum. Some people are just more. Why did I just get placed in timeout? Hey, moderators. Moderators, don't be blocking anyone. I don't know where the donos went. Because the purple ones are supposed to stay for a long time, but I'll be able to find it. Since everyone wants you to read it.
I don't buy it. Except.
I don't buy it.
And so one of the things that characterizes autism is the fact that at least some autistic people are not very happy when they walk into a room, say, that they're familiar with, and one thing is out of place. So, for example, an autistic child might walk into a dining room, and one of the chairs is, tilted 45 degrees to the right or to the left instead of being put straight in. And what seems to happen, correct me if you feel that I'm wrong, is that the fact that that chair is now askew means that the entire room is different in some important and emotionally significant way. So there's this response to anomaly.
I don't have that issue. That's not an issue for me. But if there's one pixel off on an electronic sign, I will notice that.
And so one of the things that characterizes autism is, and so one of the
Haram!
Dr. J's back. No, I have not, Hafsa. Okay, Umi, I'll be able to find it. I found it. Okay. Orphis said, Bilal, please slow chat and watch Zakir Nayak videos. Orphis, much love, brother. I'm not gonna be watching those videos right now. Definitely recommend Hafsa. Is it the lady who just spoke at the end of that short? Oh, my mic. Thank you. What happened?
Here we go. W's. AE Super Chat. Grayson, can you please watch this video? Shocking truth Prophet Muhammad mentioned in the Bible. Harris said, Prophet Muhammad prophesied obesity. AE, I'm not watching videos right now. Any long videos. However, much love, brother. Talib Thompson, here's the super chat that everybody wanted me to read. Every time you add a multiple of something, the value depreciates. If I had 3 houses and 1 burned, I would be less upset compared to someone whose only house was destroyed. Take your Lord Allah seriously. He is the rarest being in existence. Whoa. Every time you add a multiple of something, the value depreciates. Can you hear me? Every time you add a multiple of something, the value depreciates. If I had 3 houses and 1 burned, I would be less upset compared to someone whose only house was destroyed. Take your Lord Allah seriously. He is the rarest being in existence. W. Talib Thompson in the chat. That I've never heard that analogy, and that makes sense. If I have $3 and you take away one of the dollars, I'll be like, no, I only have 2. But if I only have $1, that is true. It's monotheism. You just explained monotheism. Monotheism is the only answer to literally to all of life's problems. And you know what I'll say? Monotheism goes deeper than most people realize. I don't think people realize how the analogy of it. Hoff said she changed the cattle farming industry partly because autism gave her the superpower to understand cows better and make slaughter more ethical. Whoa. Interesting. Hey, Horace said, Grayson, I don't think you're loud enough. Scream louder. Hoorah. Abugabin. Okay, I'll scream loud. Ah! Did you listen to Bobby? Did you listen to Bobby Perspective's story? He had the same experience with psychedelics, especially relating to the oneness of God. Yes. I did listen to Bobby's video. That is literally one of the reasons that made me understand the entire concept of only having one God. Is Bobby had a video. Bobby's Perspective is a YouTube channel. He made a video about it. About how the oneness of God and how he took psychedelics and other stuff in his life and that he understood the oneness of God. And like the videos he was playing in his video made sense. Like he talked about how the eyeball, like look at the eyeball. There can only be one. There can only be one. Like look at the center of your eyeball. There can only be, it's always pointing, everything is always pointing back to one. And I don't mean like, I don't know how to explain this concept. Do people understand what I'm saying? I know people who already believe this understand it, or they're just gonna say, yeah, I understand it. But no, I'm talking about the idea of being focused on one thing. Such as when you're going to the bathroom, I realize it's haram to be using your phone while going to the bathroom. You're literally doing something important. You're excreting your body, and you're gonna be sitting there on your phone. Now you're multitasking. Nope, that's not. I don't believe that's following God in that moment. If you're not following one, so get off your phone. And people always said, or I've heard people say, oh my gosh, dilemma. Honestly, it took me being on acid to realize that a few years ago. Now it makes absolute sense in Islam. Yup. No offense, but you make no sense. No, trust me, I do make sense. At least to myself. I can only speak from my personal experience. I can't tell you how to live your life, or I mean I can. It's up to you to decide to listen. You can do whatever you want. You have freedom. God has given you freedom. You can use your own hands to destroy yourself. You can use your own hands to literally kill yourself. You can use your own feet to walk off a cliff. Or you can use your own feet and arms to do good and love. And I can tell you from understanding the concept of oneness has brought me a lot of clarity. A lot of people have said in the chat, music is haram, music is haram, music is haram. And I've actually started to listen to less music. I still listen to music all the time because I'm just an absolute savage. But like today, I was cleaning my apartment and I was like, oh, let me turn on my speaker, let me blare some music while I clean my apartment, and let me just forget what I'm doing for a sec. But then I didn't listen to music and I thought, no, I want to be one. I want to just do one thing right now. I want to just be one. So I just swept without the music. And it felt halal. Halal. Good. I felt like I was connecting with myself and with God. Like doing one thing. And now when I use the restroom, I try not to just sit on there and just go in there, come out. If my phone, it can be waiting for me out here. Because I'm not, I think the concept of oneness is knowing that there's only one God that can save you. So if you wake up in the morning and my first thought this morning wasn't God. My first thought was something else that was going to provide me security through the day. Like, even, I smoke a lot of ganja, okay? Sometimes I smoke, some weeks I smoke more, some weeks I smoke a little bit. And sometimes I'll notice myself relying on the green ganja to provide me with the ultimate, like, I'll be like, oh, I'm stressed out today. And I'll be like, oh, but I'll smoke tonight. And then I thought, wait, that's not monotheism. Maybe you could argue that marijuana in itself isn't against God. I mean, smoking is probably wrong because it's hurting your body. How could it not be? But the concept of relying on anything else other than God is polytheism. Because now you've made something else your God. Now, in movies, they depict idols as being a literal idol, which people do have idols across the world, or they'll have signs. But I realized idols are not, it's not obvious that your idols are idols, at least for me. I have learned that idols in your life are not obvious that they're idols, such as the university I go to. The University of Texas is a Longhorn. The University of Texas is a football team, and it's a Longhorn. Let me show it to you. This is a Longhorn, and everyone hangs this around everywhere. When you get into the university, you basically start worshiping this sign, this concept. And there's even a hand sign for it. There's even a hand sign. And now, at what point is it just fun and games where you're just making a hand sign like, let's go? Okay. At what point is this a game? And at what point is this worshiping something other than God? When you come together in a stadium and you're praising, like, you're all doing the hand sign, you're all committed to this like cult. Now, it is fun. I'm not saying it's not fun. Of course it's fun. But at what point are you forgetting about God? I don't know. All I can say is the concept of monotheism has started to truly make sense to me, because yesterday when I was in a restaurant, I was looking at this restaurant, and they had all these, it was like a restaurant bar, and behind the bar there was all these stickers of all these different idols. There was the Longhorn idol, all these different idols, and I was thinking, that's what polytheism is it's like worshiping more than just this concept of one God. Does this make sense? Am I explaining myself? I am explaining myself. I mean, it makes sense to me. Do you guys, do you understand what I'm saying? Do you think you understand what I'm saying? Facts? Okay, you guys get it. Okay, I'm not crazy. Yes, I think so. Alhamdulillah. What is it? Alhamdulillah. Why does the Arabic language sound so beautiful? After I said like Arabic words for the first few weeks, they still sounded evil to me, like Allah. They still sound evil to me. But now I've learned that concept of a word being evil is probably the stupidest concept. That's just complete brainwashing. A word can't be evil. It's a freaking language. And after I got past that, I'm like, damn. Inshallah. Mashallah. Like in English, you can say, Inshallah just means God willing. So I'll see you tomorrow, God willing. Sounds beautiful. It sounds beautiful. I'll see you tomorrow, Inshallah. Oh, it just hits different. Praise be to God. Bless says, ignore Umi. He just wants your attention. Once you stop giving it, he'll leave. Umi is a woman, and Umi is the moderator, and Umi is a W. Umi, Grayson, ban Imitiaz. He's insanely creepy to me. What is he saying? I don't even see what he's saying. The Longhorn sign looks like the horn of the devil. Yeah, people. I mean, I don't know if that's true. Imitiaz? I don't even see Imitiaz anywhere. This guy wants me to marry him and have kids with him. I'm traumatized. Oh my gosh. I don't know who Imitiaz is. I can't even see him, so... Umi, if it's gone past a certain point, you can ban them for a short amount of time. And then if they break the rules again, ban them for a longer amount of time, but still short. Then if they do it again, then ban them, and then just keep going from there. Umi, you're the moderator. You can take control. However, I ask that the one principle is to only ban someone if they're spamming. Now, if they've taken it way too far to you personally, Umi, take the necessary steps. I have never seen a comment from me either. Opinion on homosexuality? Shit goes dummy. My opinion on poopy wiener is it's gross. But I have done shameful things as well. We're all guilty of sinning. We're all guilty of sinning. It's just homosexuality is like told to us like it's a good thing. It's like gay flags are everywhere in America. Now we're all guilty of sinning, especially sexual sin. We've all committed sins. But it's just weird that certain ones are literally being programmed into us to think it's normal. You know? It's like, no, that's not normal. None of us would have existed if our parents weren't straight. Homosexuality is not normal. How could it be normal? Nobody exists today from homosexuality. Homosexuality has never created life. So it's not normal. And also, watching porn is not normal. That has never created life or done anything good. So, but homosexuality is promoted to us. At least in America. Hey, Jones. Orphis. Harris. Harris said, please mind language for Muslim audience, Habibi. Harris, thank you. However, for any people in this stream who do not like to hear curse words such as fuck, damn, shit, bitch, maybe one day I'll stop saying those words, but I am currently saying those words every single day. And if you don't like it, then do not join the stream because I don't want to hurt your ears. I'm telling you now. But Harris, thank you for your kind message, brother. Orphis, if Jesus was God, what did Adam, Noah, Moses pray to? Orphis, I agree. I don't know. I don't know. Jones Novus, most of his views on life I like, but Jordan Peterson takes a forever L saying, give them hell, burn them all, talking about the people of Gaza, SMH. Jones Novus, I did not know he said that. Harris, do you think your great ×5 grandmother wore hijab? Ooh, I don't know. I don't know. Harris, and marijuana is an intoxicant, so yes, it's haram. But y'all want to know what's crazy? I was high when I had the idea to read the Quran. So isn't that a weird cycle? I'm not saying smoking cannot be halal. God guides in mysterious ways. I knew you were gonna say that. Freedom of speech, W. Bro got so high he discovered the truth. Pretty much. No, I didn't discover the truth. I just had an idea. It's just giving me lots of ideas. It's also giving me idea to not give a fuck, but like give a fuck. You know what I mean? Grayson Brock, what do you think about what's going on in Gaza? Well, considering I'm not there and I have absolutely no idea what's actually going on, I mean, I did a few hours of research into the war, and what I discovered, I did it on stream. What I discovered is that the Jewish people were not really in the area until after 1900. Like in 1900, there was like very few Jews in the area. And now in 2000, whatever, there's a lot more. So, was it their land? I don't know. What? To be honest, whatever opinion I have has absolutely zero effect on the world and on this specific case. So I don't really spend much energy thinking about it. Now, if I was a billionaire, I would definitely put more thought into it. Yo, why is there someone's name named Grayson Brock? This stuff is so creepy, bruh. Someone's name is named my name. Are you aspiring to marry a Muslim woman, and how will she be like? Of course I'm aspiring to marry a woman who loves God. Your money goes there for weapons. The only one. What? Yeah, I do need to do a little read. Okay. I did forget to read chat. Who's ready to read? I'm gonna go make another coffee because I don't really have much energy today, but who's ready to read and learn with me and go a little bit dummy today and learn something new? Who's ready? Harris, I love you and I hope you can stay, and if not, I hope you respect the idea of freedom of speech and you accept that this is how I've been talking for a long time and I might not ever change. And if I don't ever change and you don't want to listen to me, I understand. But Harris, thank you for all your support if you are going. Much love, brother. May God bless you. Hey, Z Kasim, W. How was the bat? I just made myself a coffee, guys. Stop asking me personal questions, alright? Coffee's ready. Time to learn. After I do one more thing. And I'm back on my grind. My hair is growing. Hey, do some push-ups with me, come on, then we're gonna start reading and learning. But learning is physical too. Apply the principles you learn in books to pushing the floor. I love it. I love to feel the blood flow through my body and give me life. Hey, woo-doo. I always do woo-doo. I love woo-doo. Umi, ignore the dogs. They'll just keep on barking. Hey! Yo! I don't play Roblox. Latif, how we doing, brother? Good morning, Latif. Good morning. Hey, Umi just said the most fire quote. Ignore the dogs. They'll just keep on barking. Oh my gosh. Umi. 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 Or is it ummy? Ugh. Is it ugh? Tweet that. Hey, you guys like my tweets? I tweet like 20 times a day on YouTube. You guys gotta go check this. I tweet all day. I just walk around, and every time I have a thought, if you wanna know what's going on inside my head, then follow the tweets. That's how you really, and comment on them. So I know that you're seeing, like Perry comments on everyone. That's how I got to know Perry. If you guys want to be involved in this channel, you just have to be active on the tweets and in the live streams, and I will literally become a friend with you. Like Perry, Latif, Umi, Effet, Jones, Harris. There's a lot of people in here. Harris, I actually don't talk to Harris so much, but I always see his name. Mosfet 987. Israel terrorizes Palestinians and occupied territory. Google breaking the silence Israel. First link. Click on video testimonies. Watch ex-Israel soldiers confess to war crimes. For example, human shields. Mosfet, I'm going to read this right now. One time, watch a video. Thank you for your super chat. I mean, from my research, it does seem, and knowledge, it seems like what's happening is not good. But also, isn't there a war in Ukraine? Like, isn't there stuff going on? There's always a war. The clouds are not harmed by the barking of the dogs, rhymes in Arabic. Oh. I know, the push-up counter can't be updated. Oh wait, maybe it can. Boom, it can. I just did like 30. I think I'm at like 40. Gotta get to 100. Alright. Turning off chat for a bit as I learn. If you drop any super chats, I'll read it after I come back from my break right now, because I'm currently gonna only read and learn. Although I might use the chat, might you guys ask a few questions. But we're about to learn something new. And again, my name is Grayson Brock. I'm 21 years old and I'm from Texas. If you would like to directly support the stream, you can click the link in the description, which is to buy me a coffee. You can buy me a coffee and directly support the stream and these videos. I hope when you get done spending time on this stream, you genuinely feel like you learned something. Actually, I don't hope. I know you will learn something new. And I know that you will be listening to, and know that you're listening to someone on the other side of the screen who will genuinely speak his mind. I'll even say words that people don't want me to say, like fuck. Sometimes I just say the words just to know I can say it. Not even because I want to say it, but just to know the fact that I have freedom of speech and I can say what I want out of my own mouth, because God has given me my own mouth to say words that I want. And you know, listening on the other side of the screen, there's a reason there's 370 plus people right now listening to me talk. Is because they understand. It's because you guys know that this guy on the other side of the screen is being genuine and real when he speaks. Because I am. I say how I feel how I say it. When I say it, I mean it. When I mean it, I say it. Because everyone else in the world goes around, they just dance around the truth, they just dance around how they actually think, and everyone just gets confused about what everyone else thinks, and everyone else is like, oh, well, everybody thinks this is true, right? Because, no! When you come here, you know that this person is real, and I genuinely use my two eyes to see the world, and I say how I see it, and I meant it. I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. Hey, let me play for y'all a Young Dolph song real quick. Hey, y'all know Young Dolph? Hey, you ready?
Say what I mean what I say.
Boom. Listen.
Say what I mean what I say.
I say what I mean and I mean what I say.
Say what I mean what I say. Bitch. Gone to 66, never let a bitch stretch me before the...
I say what I mean and I mean what I say. That's why you like listen to me. And you know they call me Yay. You like listen to me because I mean what I say and I say what I mean. I mean what I say and I say what I mean. I mean what I say and I say what I mean. I'm saying what I want. I'm saying what I want. I'm doing what I want. I'm doing what I want. Praise God. Praise God. I say what I mean and I mean what I say, bitch. Sorry. Set a timer for 40 minutes. Okay, 40 minutes of learning. I have a schedule for this month and it goes as such. For the month of June, week 1. Read this book, which it's actually 2 volumes. I'm not going to finish it, but I have learned a lot. The main thing I've learned is that Muhammad was persecuted for preaching about only following one God, which give me more empathy towards people who say, praise Muhammad, praise Muhammad. And yeah, that's what I've learned. I'm not going to finish this, but my schedule for June, week 1, study this book, because of this entire month I'm studying the Islamic religion, possibly next month as well. After that, I might not be necessarily studying Islam, because this channel is dedicated to following my life. It's not necessarily a religious channel. You know, this isn't a religious discussion channel only for forever, right? This is about life. And God is a part of life, so we're investigating God right now, together. Next week, I think I'm going to learn some Arabic. I might learn the entire Arabic language in 1 week. Some people call me the wisest man to ever live. I don't know if that's true. It might be. But I'm going to try to learn Arabic in 1 week. God willing, inshallah. That's an Arabic word that I learned. Inshallah. It means God willing. Inshallah. Inshallah. And it sounds dope. God willing. I'll see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. God willing. Next year, let's go on a trip. God willing, inshallah. I'm going to learn Arabic next week. The week after that, I think I'm going to try and read the entire Quran and study it on stream for you guys. The week after that, I'm going to read the Hadiths, which are the sayings of Muhammad, to learn and become a better person. Because at the end of the day, if we're not becoming better, what are we doing? God wants us to become better, and it's disrespectful to God to not become the best version of yourself. Why am I talking so much right now? I need to read. I'm sorry, guys. I've been diagnosed with ADHD. I can't really focus on anything. I've been diagnosed with ADHD. The doctor basically told me, Grayson, you have no control over your head or your thoughts. You have ADHD, son. So basically, you are just a feather in the wind, Grayson. You can't control your... Islam. For anyone who would like to join the religion of only one, this is the religion. This is what the entire thing means. You can condense this entire book to this. So Muhammad had to meet in private because they were being persecuted. What Dr. Shimi had to point out about the period of revelation also destroys the credibility of the story. He shows that the blah, 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 blah. Again, to recap where I am, this is the biography of Muhammad. I'm like 226 pages in, and if you missed all of this on stream, I'll catch you up right now. Essentially, a guy 1,500 years ago was in the desert. An angel, he somehow got a revelation, and he realized all of the people in his tribe and his family, everyone around them wasn't worshiping God. They were worshiping many gods. And by doing that, you are not worshiping God. You're committing blasphemy. And so he realized this was true. And so him and a few others who started to agree with him started practicing Islam, which is just following God and prostrating yourself to one God. And there's even a story in here when Muhammad was praying in the Kaaba to one God that they put intestines on him. They put intestines on him, according to this. They were like laughing so hard at him prostrating himself to God that they said that people were falling over laughing. Like, you know when you laugh so hard you can't even stand up? Like, that's how much they were mocking him. So that's where we are, and we're in the middle of the story. reason of pagan prostration. What is definitely proven as an al-Baqarah is that the Prophet recited Surah An-Najm among a mixed gatherings of Muslims and pagans. The ending passage of this chapter being what it is, a hammer blow to the heart. When the Prophet recited them, his voice began to tremble for the threat they hold. When he reached the words, "In the overthrown townships that were hurtled, and he covered them with what he covered. Which of the favors in will you doubt?" This is one of the warnings of the same kind as the early warnings. The approaching day has come close by. There is none besides Allah who can make it appear. Are you then surprised with this discourse? You laugh and do not cry, and you are proudly sporting. At this point, the awesomeness of the text melted the hatred of the proud listeners. They lost control of themselves and involuntarily fell into prostration along with the believers. Even a man like Walid bin Magarin, an aged person who could not bend down, took a handful of dust and rubbed it on his forehead in lieu of prostration. But when they turned back from the assembly and felt that the awe-inspiring threats had got the better of their prejudice, they regretted and wished to find an excuse for what had issued of them involuntarily. So they dug up the story that the Prophet had spoken well of their deities and quoted the swan verses that they fabricated. Oh, I already read this. Second immigration to Abyssinia. I'm past this. Islam of Hamza and Umar. Let's actually read. Apparently, I skipped this yesterday and people told me to read it, so let's read it. Umar's Islam. Umar, too, was one of the most dedicated enemies of Islam. He was known for his hot temper and muscle power. The Muslims had quite often experienced persecutions and torments at his hand. It kind of sounds like Paul in the Bible. Sa'd bin Zayd, his brother-in-law, said, "By Allah, I have been through those days when Umar would tie me up and his sister because of Islam before he embraced it himself." According to another version, only if it had been seen me tied up because of my Islam, me and his sister before his own declaration of Islam. Ibn Ishaq has reported that Abdullah Layla, the wife of Amin bin Rahab, said, "While Umar was out for something, by Allah, we were too preparing to move out. By Allah, we were preparing to move out to Abyssinia, and my husband was out. When Umar entered on me, he was still a pagan. He used to experience torture at his hands. He stood there before me and asked, 'Are you going to go away also, Abdullah?' She replied, 'Yes, we will. You have inflicted pain upon us. Maybe Allah will find us for a way out of this.' She continued, 'If you had ever seen Umar then, his softening and his grief over us.' Later, Amr, her husband, asked, 'Do you covet his Islam?' She replied, 'Yes.' He said, 'He will not embrace Islam even if Khattab's donkey became a Muslim.' Amr said this from the experience of Umar's hardness of heart and his inflexible opposition to the Muslims. This report leads us to believe that Umar's natural disposition to the good was struggling with the pagan ideas that overshadowed him until a moment came when he was able to cast off the evil overshadowing his good nature. He entered into Islam and his stubbornness for pagandom turned into his firmness in Islam. When Allah opened his heart for Islam, he inquired, 'Who is the fastest around here in conveying news?' The people said, 'Jamil bin Mamarjma.' So Umar went up to him and informed him of his conversion to Islam. Jamil rushed up to the Kaaba and shouted among the people, 'Lo, Umar has become a Sabian,' with Umar right behind him. Umar has become a Sabian, with Umar right behind him, saying, 'You have lied, I have become a Muslim.' That led him into a physical tussle with the Quraysh until Azbin Wala Sama rescued him. As for the popular story narrated in connection with the Exodus of Islam, it has not come to us through the sound chain of narrators. In truth, Umar's Islam was an answer to the Prophet's supplication. He used to say in his supplications, O Allah, strengthen Islam with the Islam of either of the two that are dear to you. He had Abu Jahl and Umar bin Khattab in his mind. So Allah strengthened Islam through Umar bin Khattab. We have Bukhari's report coming from Ibn Musud. He said, we continued to gather strength from the day Umar embraced Islam. Many other reports have come down to us speaking of Islam gaining strength because of him, pointing to the important role he played in the history of Islam. One report is originating from Umar himself. He says, when I embraced Islam, I scanned around for the Meccan who was the severest in his hatred of the Prophet. I decided it was Abu Jahl. So I proceeded to his house and knocked at his door. He came out and said, welcome to you. What brings you here? I said, I've come to tell you that I have become a believer in Allah and his messenger and in the message that he has brought. Abu Jahl shut the door powerfully in my face, muttering, may Allah destroy you and destroy the news that you have brought. Damn. Ibn Masud said, Umar's Islam was a triumph, his migration a victory, and his caliphate a mercy. We couldn't perform prayers near the Kaaba until Umar's Islam. When he embraced Islam, he fought the Quraysh until he prayed in front of the Kaaba, and we prayed along with him. Shaiba the Roman said, Islam emerged stronger than Umar's declaration of faith. He began to invite others to it openly. We began to sit in a circle near the Kaaba, circumambulated it, took refuge on him who wronged us, returning to him with what inflicted us with him. Ibn Abbas is reported to have said that when Umar embraced Islam, the pagans remarked, now the Muslims will wreak vengeance on us. It was also reported that the Prophet named him Al-Faraq, meaning the one who drew a line between truth and falsehood. Although these reports do not come through strong chains, there is no harm in narrations of this sort, since they do not have a bearing on legal matters, nor do they touch upon faith and beliefs. That said, there is no second opinion that Umar's Islam did strengthen Islam. This is deduced from the Prophet's well-preserved words, O Allah, strengthen Islam with the Islam of either of the two dear to you, Abu Jahl or Umar bin Khattab. So by the way, this book is about stories that apparently happened a long time ago, and then the author talks about if it's credible or not, which is why you just heard me say what I said. Then there's the lessons part. I read this part yesterday. Those who were the best of the people before Islam would be the best of them in Islam, provided they gain understanding. Okay, I read this part. This is where I was yesterday, returning to Mecca. So you'll notice in this book, they never say the word Muhammad. Or I don't know if it never, but even in the title, it just says the Prophet of Islam. Which is why I'm confused in the Shahada you say Muhammad. If they won't even say it in an entire book, why is it in the Shahada? The Nocturnal Journey and Ascension. This miracle followed the death of the Prophet's uncle who protected him from... Oh, wait, I read some of this. I'm going to skip a little bit. Here. In the search of tribal support. The prophet was consistently in search of a place to which he could immigrate where peaceful devotion to Allah could be assured. That was the reason he had followed his followers to immigrate to Abyssinia. Find the reason why he had been to Taif. Thereafter, he offered himself to the adjoining tribes. The Hajj and Arab market seasons were suitable for meeting important men and chiefs of tribes as well as the common people. He sought from them help, support, and protection without the condition that they should believe in his message. Those days he used to address the people in these words, "O so-and-so, I am the messenger of your Lord towards you. He commands you to worship him, associate not aught with him, abandon what you worship besides him, and that you should believe in me and protect me so that I can present to the people what I have been sent with." However, Abu Lahab would follow him in close range. When the messenger was through with his offer, he would shout out, "People, do not give up the religion of your forefathers, giving up the land of his deeds, blah, blah, blah." The tribes from the prophet sought protection, but who refused included Kinder, the chief. In the 11th year after commissioning, the prophet sought to help and support some Khazraj people. He had met them in Mina. They sat down with him listening. He recited the Quran to them and invited them to Islam. What had made them inclined to accepting it was that they lived by the Jews as their neighbors. They knew that they were the holders of the book and pretty knowledgeable. Whenever a dispute arose between them and the Jews did not fail to remind them that a messenger had waited for quite a while. Wait, I've read this. I did read some of this. This is where I am. Chapter 2. Summary. Muhammad and his companions were very persecuted for saying there's only one God. That's the entire summary of the book so far. Where's my pen at? Oh, it's right here. Immigration to Medina. From the day of the Prophet announced his mission, he and those who had delivered him became a face a variety of difficulties and oppressive measures. We have given a few details in an earlier chapter. When things became too difficult for him, the Prophet was forced to look beyond Mecca for help and support of his cause. It resulted first in his companions It resulted first in his companions taking up the Hijrah journey, immigration to Abyssinia, and secondly in efforts of his own Hijrah to Taif, and finally Hijrah to Medina. What confirms that trials and persecutions were the cause of immigration is Bilal's following words which he had said when he was leaving Mecca. "O Allah, curse Shayban bin Rabah, Utbah bin Rabah, and Ummah bin Khalif in retaliation of these people expelling us from our land to the land of diseases." He said that because most people who were sent to Medina fell sick in their early days. We can also quote the words of Aisha, who said about her father's reasons to immigrate to Medina. When tortures became unmanageable for Abu Bakr, he sought the Prophet's leave to immigrate. That was also the reason why he had earlier wished to migrate to Abyssinia along with the rest of the believers. Ibn Ishaq indeed mentions persecution of the Muslims as the only reason for immigration. So according to this book, the above can be deduced from the articles of the second pledge of Aqaba, as reported by Imam Ahmad through Jabir, by Ibn Ishaq, as well as others. Denial by the Quraysh elite. Hello? Denial by eminent men of Quraysh, and following them, the great majority of their common folk forced the Prophet to seek another people who testified to his mission. Sa'd bin Muhammad worded it accurately when he said, O Allah, you are aware that no one is dearer to me for a fight against than those who give a lie to your messenger and exiled him. According to a second version, they are the people who gave a lie to your Prophet and expelled him of the Quraysh. Ibn Ishaq writes that of the several causes that led to the Prophet's immigration, Quraysh's denial was one. Fear of religious ordeal, fitna. This is apparent from Aisha's words, who, when asked about immigration, said the situation with the believers was such that one of them would seek refuge for his religion with Allah and his messenger, fearing that he might be tried thereof. Ibn Ishaq said, the Quraysh harassed those of the companions of the Prophet and persecuted them for their religion until they forced them out of their homes. So, apparently the Quraysh harassed them of the camp. The Quraysh harassed those of the companions of the Prophet and persecuted them for their religion until they forced out of their homes. Thus, some were put to the test because of their religion. Some others were persistently tortured for their faith, while others ran away from their lands, escaping them. This has been mentioned by Ibn Ishaq. He said that the verse, those who have been fought are being allowed for that they were wronged. This was revealed as the first verse allowing the Muslims to retaliate against those who fought them. Ibn Abbas has the same opinion with a few others following him. Nonetheless, the believers were seeking nothing but Allah's approval, bearing in his cause all the physical and mental tortures they had to undergo, including separation from their wives, children, and other dear ones. It was in reference to this that Khabbab bin Arat remarked, we immigrated with Allah's messenger, seeking Allah's approval, and hence our rewards became due on him. There are only traditions that speak of the merits of immigration in the way of Allah and the merits of those who immigrate. For Islam will not be established without a structure supporting it, and a state cannot be imagined without a piece of land where it establishes with a sizable number of people who listen to it and obey the authorities who manage it. It's like Zionism, but Muslimism. Bukhari reports on the authority of Aish that the Prophet told the Muslims in Mecca, I was shown a vision of your place of immigration as a date palm orchard between two lava tracks. So continues Allah. Those who could migrated to Medina directly, while most of those who had gone to Abyssinia came back to it. Permission granted for Hijrah, the first immigrants. Bukhari writes that the first immigrants to Medina were Musa bin Umari and Abdullah bin Maktum, whereas Ibn Ishaq and Ibn Sa'd believe it was Abu Salam and bin Abdul Asad. This is also Musa bin Uqba's opinion. Ibn Hajar believes the two reports can be reconciled by saying that Abu Salama had initially intended only a few days' sojourn into Medina, in contrast to Musabi, who had immigrated for good in order to teach the new Muslims the Quran as ordered by the Prophet. Hijrah ordeals. Salama has mentioned that when her husband Abu Salama decided on the Hijrah journey, he wished to carry his wife and child along. When her people got wind of it, they caught up with him. They told him that they were not going to allow him to take their woman with him, so they separated her from him. Then came Abu Salama's own tribal people. They said they wouldn't allow the child to go with Abu Salama, and his wife was not allowed to travel with them. So they took away the child. Abu Salama alone was allowed to proceed, so having lost her husband and child, Salama used to go up to a place called Abta and weep there until the evening. That went on for over a year. Finally, one of her tribesmen softened. He said to his tribesmen, won't you release this poor woman whom you have separated from her husband and child? They told her, if you wish to join your husband, you can go. She promptly collected her child from Abu Salama's people and migrated to Medina in the company of Uthman bin Abdul Talha. When Sahib wished to migrate, the Makkans told him, you came to us a paper. You earned all your wealth here as well as off to now. Do you now intend to leave with all your wealth? Well, we will not allow that to happen. So I asked them,
Haram!
It is well established that the Prophet used to supplicate when he bowed down in his prayers and words. O Allah, rescue Walid bin Salid Salim bin Hisham and According to other reports, he added the words, O Allah, rescue the weak believers. Small Muslim caravans began to roll out to the Hijra destination. Medina became Darul-Islam. And with the last Muslim soul leaving Mecca, the city became Darul Kufr and Darul Harb. None of the Muslims remained there except someone overpowered by the disbelievers or someone who had some very good reason for not moving out. The last to leave was Abdullah bin Janish. He had lost his eyesight. When he decided to leave, his wife began to create problems. Isn't that interesting? Women creating problems. Just kidding. I'm totally kidding. The last to leave was Abdullah bin Jahash. He had lost his eyesight. When he decided to leave, his wife began to create problems. Finally, she suggested that he migrate to a place other than Medina. Ultimately, he sold his house to Abu Sufyan and moved out secretly, heading for Medina. After he had left, Abu Jahal, Utbah, Shayban, and 2 sons arrived. This person that I cannot pronounce, happened to pass by the house. It bore signs of ruin. Utbah's eyes were filled with tears. He recited a poetical piece of his own that said, "Every house, however long its life, will one day meet with its destruction." Abu Jahl turned to Abbas and said, "This is what you people have brought us." He meant Banu Hashim. Ibn Ashaq has reported this incident, it being similar to the one in Haythami. This incident leads us to believe that many houses in Makkah were left in ruins.
The crowd noise can be deafening.
Okay, so they went from Mecca to Medina. Part of me just thinks that, like, damn, if I was ever in one of these places, I'm gonna stand out like a sore thumb. Because I look like I'm a white dude. Maybe I'll understand what it's like to be a different race. To not be the most, like, in America I've grown up, everyone's white. Or the majority is white, so you don't stand out if you're white. I just, like, see these places and I'm like, if I was here, I would stand out like a sore thumb. Especially because my cute face. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a cutie patootie. So they went from Mecca to Medina. When the news leaked concerning the agreement between the Prophet and the Ansar Aqba, and when the Quraysh could see that the Muslims had begun migrating to Medina as singles and groups, they became apprehensive that they will gather strength in Medina.
And if the Prophet also migrated to it and gave them the lead in a struggle against them, then things could get difficult for them. So, therefore they decided that they should once and for all get rid of this source of trouble for them. It was Thursday 26 of Safar, in the 14th year after the commissioning, being equivalent of the 12th of September of the year 622 AC. AD. That is, some 2.5 months after the second pledge of Aqaba, the Quraysh assembled in the Nadwa house to discuss the best way of doing away with the Prophet. So they were like, how can we get rid of him? The Quran discussed the agenda of the meeting and the several options put forth. Allah said, when those who had disbelieved were planning against you so that they might imprison you, murder you, or exile you, they were scheming and Allah was scheming. And surely Allah is the best of those who scheme. How are you supposed to understand the Quran without reading like this to understand what's going on at the time? Like, why is it not more explanatory of what's happening? Or are you just supposed to know? Like, how are people supposed to know in 5,000 years? They have to also have this book? You know what I mean? Because like it mentions Quran verses, but now I understand these verses because it tells me the history. Why doesn't the Quran say the history? I'm going to look at the chat. I haven't been looking at the chat, guys. Also, let me know if the audio sounds good and whatnot. You're doing good. Thank you. You need to listen to scholars, but why do you... No, the Quran explains itself in different parts of it. There are some verses that related to events at the time. Can the Quran explain exactly what's going on? Hafsa, some parts are explained within the Quran itself. Some are in the Hadith. Some are just passed down. Allah knows best. Akbar Nina, no, the Quran is the words of God and does not need human explanation for the readers to understand the words of their creator. This book is not unnecessary, but it is the Sunnah. I want to believe that the Quran could explain everything, but I don't know how I would understand some of this. As of right now, I only believe what the Quran says. What I mean is the context of some verses. Yes. If you want the truth, start to understand your dreams. Traditions and historical records give us details of the above abstract Quranic words. And in addition to what Ibn Abbas has said as the cause of revelation of the above Quranic verse, there is another report coming from him preserved with Ibn Ishaq that gives us a few more details of the proceedings of the Consultative Council of Nadwa. That report says that when they gathered together to discuss the issue concerning action against the Prophet, appeared in an old man's form. He claimed that he was a visitor. So the Quraysh tribe is trying to figure out how to kill Muhammad. Or how to stop him. Quraysh, how do we stop the Muslims? Finally, they agreed unanimously that every tribe should nominate a young man of noble lineage, well placed among them. Every one of them should be given a sharp sword. They should strike down their swords on their prophet in one stroke so as to divide the responsibility on every tribe. Banu Abd Manaf wouldn't be able to fight all of them and will scale down their demand of blood money. The Najat supported this opinion and the rest also agreed. They dispersed over this at the plan of action. So they wanted to strike down swords on him, according to this book. Once the Quraysh had reached the agreement by common consent that the Prophet was to be done away with, Jibril informed the Prophet about it. He told not to sleep in his bed that night, rather leave the town. Bukhari and Tabari have reproduced the report from Ibn Ishaq that when the Prophet was ordered to migrate, he appeared at Abu Bakr's house with his face covered at a time he was not used to visiting, right at the peak of noon, when the heat is at its highest, trapping people within the confines of their homes. When Abu Bakr was told about the Prophet approaching the house, he immediately realized that his coming at that hour in that state held a message of consequence. After he was let in, the Prophet asked that everyone in the hearing range be removed. Abu Bakr told him that there was no one around but his own family. The Prophet informed him that Allah had allowed him to migrate and that Abu Bakr was to accompany him, confirming what he had already said earlier in indirect terms. Abu Bakr offered him one of the 2 camels that he had prepared for his expedition. The Prophet accepted the offer but insisted on paying the price. Yo, imagine I did a stream across the desert in a camel. That'd be so lit. I'm gonna write that down. Stream riding a camel across the desert. Can we get some W's in the chat for that? The Prophet accepted the offer but insisted on paying the price. When Abu Bakr said that there was none around except his family, he meant Aisha and Asma. They both were Muslims. In addition, Aisha was already married to him, therefore there was no fear from the two. Mas'ud bin Awwad was emphasized in this meeting that when he reported that the Prophet said on the occasion, "Send away whoever is with you," Abu Bakr replied, "There are no eyedroppers around you, only my 2 daughters." According to another report from Ibn Ashab, Aisha said, Abu Bakr didn't have anyone around except Mazin. So now they're planning to get rid of the pagans' plan. They were to leave their houses by night and repair to the Thaw cave, which lay in the southern western direction. This was to mislead the disbelievers, since their searching eyes would have scanned the area north of Mecca, which direction lay Medina. They were to stay in the cave for 3 days, until the heat of the chase was off. They were to hire the services of an expert guide who knew the way to Medina through untrodden desert tracks. The man chosen was Abdullah bin Urqad by Akkad Daily. He was an idolater. He was kept in the dark over the affair, merely asked to come and pick them up from near the Thawa cave after 3 days. The 2 camels that Abu Bakr had prepared for the expedited journey were handed over to him. Asma prepared for the provisions for them, bundling them up in a small sack. She tore her girdle into 2 to tie up its neck. Thus her nickname thereafter, the Griddled One. Some reports suggested that she was called the Twin Girdled One, or the Thin Belted One. Abu Bakr's son Abdullah was required to gather the news for them during the day and report them by night at Thor. He returned to the town by morning to mingle with the Quraysh. Abu Bakr's freed slave was to graze his sheep around the cave during the day, supply them with milk by night, and instantly remove the traces and footmarks in the sand left by Abu Bakr's son Abdullah. He was to slaughter a sheep to feed them. By night, Asma was bringing them food every day. Before starting, the Prophet went up to Ali and told him to remain in Makkah behind him. He also handed over the people's trust. There wasn't a man in Mecca who feared his savings but handed over to the Prophet for safekeeping. They had been good experiences of honesty and trustworthiness. He also ordered Ali to sleep in his bed using his usual green hand-dyed blanket. This was also to mislead the pagans. He assured Ali, however, that no harm will touch him. Amr bin Fira was also ordered to accompany the 2 to serve them during the journey. The Prophet was directed to undertake the Hijrah after he had stayed 13 years in Mecca from the time the first revelation had come to him. A verse that came down those days was, and say, my Lord, admit me a good admittance and allow me a good exit and grant me from yourself a supporting power. By these brief but highly eloquent words of supplication, Allah meant to reassure him. On the other hand, the Quraysh chose 10 leaders to represent the entire Quraysh tribe that was opposed to Islam. The next day, they were to execute the plan that had been agreed to by the night in the Nadwa house. However, despite knowing the Quraysh intentions, the Prophet didn't forget to act according to the demands of his faith. Something heroic, in fact. What some would consider a reckless act. It is said that by night he went to the Kaaba in Ali's company. What? So they're trying to kill him and he went to the Kaaba. Then he raised Ali over his shoulders to help them climb over the roof of the Kaaba in order to throw down the Quraysh deity that has made of brass and anchored to the roof with a steel peg. While Ali was doing that, the Prophet was saying, truth has come and falsehood has left. Surely falsehood had to go. Ali was able to disengage the deity, throw it down, and break it. Thereafter, the two went back without anyone noticing them. It was said that the deity was never replaced after that. Yo, what? What a fucking savage! He went up to it, and Muhammad and his friend went up and took the deity off of the Kaaba and threw it down in the middle of the night. Meanwhile, everyone there is trying to murder him before he escaped the town. Savage. So he went on top of the Kaaba and he threw over the deity. He said, yeet. Although Dabibi was cleared of the above report on transmission grounds, he doesn't think it is a sound one. Abu Ashaq-Jami has declared some versions of the report as weak, but since others have treated the narration as trustworthy, we consider the act as one of the Prophet's miracles. However, when the night had darkened its hue, Quraysh nominees gathered together in front of the Prophet's house to execute their plans. They waited for him to emerge in order to attack. Abu Jahl was also there to encourage them and supervise the task. Of the things he was then saying, while he made fun of the Prophet to plant doubts about his messengership, was Muhammad claims that if you followed him, you'll inherit the rules of the lands of the Arabs and the non-Arabs. Then you will be the raised up, blah, blah, blah. So the people are outside of his house and they're saying, Muhammad said that if we don't follow what he's saying, that if we did follow him, we'd inherit the lands of the Arabs and non-Arabs. Then we will, but if we don't, we'll be in the fire. And while they were in that state, the Prophet emerged. He heard that Abu Jahl was saying what he was saying. He took a handful of dust and said, yes, I say that, and you will be one of them. Then he scattered the dust on their heads, but they couldn't see him. Allah had blinded them. He was reciting the opening 9 verses of Surah Yasin, which said, Yasin, by the wise Quran and tell, and we have covered them so they do not see. The Prophet left them in that state and went his way. While leaving for the cave, the Prophet turned toward Mecca with all the memories of the past flashing before his eyes. They were symbolic of his love for the city where he had spent his life. How could he not love a city that Allah chose to place his house in? It was here that he was declared a messenger for the worlds. He halted for a while and remarked, by Allah, you are the best place in the world and the most loved by Allah. You are the best of places in the world. Hadn't I been expelled, I wouldn't have left you. According to another report, how nice a town and how beloved to me. Hadn't my people expelled me out of you, I wouldn't go and live in another place. Muhammad leaves Mecca. As for the attackers, when a passerby saw them on wait at the entrance of the house, he asked them what they were doing there. When they told him that they were waiting for the prophet to emerge, he informed them that they had already left. They wouldn't believe him, for they could see Ali sleeping in the corner of the blanket and thought it was Muhammad. They didn't know the truth until Ali rose up from the bed in the morning. When they discovered the prophet's escape, they immediately drew plans to trace and capture him. They took the following steps. They beat up Ali, dragged him to the Kaaba, and detained him for some time to try and extract information concerning the prophet, but they got nothing out of him. A few of them, including Abu Jahl, rushed to Abu Bakr's house, hoping to find him and treat him the way they had treated Ali, Asma. Asma came out to tell them in an inquiry that she had no idea where her father was. Abu Jahl was so angry with the answer that he hit her so hard that her earring fell off the ear. They placed watchdogs at every point of exit from Mecca. They declared a prize money equal to a man's blood money, 100 camels, for each of them. The prophets and Abu Bakr are dead or alive. They hired footmark experts to trace their movements to the cave of Thur. Oh my gosh. This is like a movie now. This book just got this is like Tom Cruise. So now they are running to the cave at Mecca. And that's where I'm going to stop today. Chat, how we doing? How we doing? Life is a movie. True business sauce. 100 camels are like 100 cars at this time. Wow. Hello, Dough Funnels. How we doing? I know a group of men they walked from Mecca to Medina. It took them 12 days. Ooh, I want to go. Dough Funnels, I'm doing pretty good, brother. It's Kaaba, not Kaaba. Kaaba. I don't understand. Grayson take. Did you finish watching the movie? Dean D, no, I'm watching the movie on Monday. Dean, be there on Monday for the watch party. Guys, if you want to watch The Message with me, it's a movie about people in the desert who only follow one God. I've watched the first 30 minutes of it and I started crying. And so now we're going to watch the entire thing on Monday. And it's going to be an epic watch party. And I think I'm even going to buy popcorn. So can everyone else buy popcorn with me? Because I never eat popcorn. Loving the Discord chat. Dough Funnels. I'll buy popcorn. Latif, let's do a quick 20 together, Grayson. Okay, one sec. Let me see if there's any chats that I need to read. Super chats. You guys learning something new? I learned so far today, what I learned is that
Muhammad had to get out of Mecca. He had to make a run for it. He had to make a run for it.
A little tired. A little bit tired. Yo! Shakur Abrar said, Matthew 26:39. He, Jesus, went on a little further and bowed with his face to the ground, praying to God. Shaik Abrar, that's facts, brother, that's facts. James Schillinger, that's my friend. Go get yourself free birds later. James, much love, brother. I want to get you on this stream, brother. And I want to just hang out with you too, bro. God bless you, James. You are a light in this world, and I have seen God in you. James Schillinger is one of my good friends who he taught me what it is to be kind. He really did. I have learned so much from him. Fear is to hear. May Allah guide you and reward you for your amazing efforts. Fear is to her. Much love. May God reward us for doing good things in this life. God will reward us. Because what comes around goes around. Let's get 20 push-ups in, Latif, right here, right now, all right? Fear is to hear. Thank you for the support. My name is Grayson Brock. I'm 21 years old. Thank you for watching this stream. Actually, not thank you. I hope you're not doing it out of... I know you're doing it because you're finding value in this. I pray that you're finding value in this. And I hope you're learning. I hope you're getting better every time you leave this stream. And I hope you leave this stream with more energy than what you came here with. Because I put all of my energy into the streams. I put all of my energy. By the time I'm done streaming, I am exhausted. I am literally pooped. I'm like... because I put so much energy into getting excited to speak with you guys and learn with you guys. So if you would like to show your support and directly support my channel, which represents freedom of speech, freely sharing ideas, even this chat is freedom of speech. Anyone who comes on this stream can speak freely. If you would like to directly support the stream, you can buy me a coffee in the link in my bio, and which helps directly support improving my setup and improving the stream and making these possible so that we can continue to learn together for days, weeks, months, years to come. Let's continue. Ooh, but there's someone named Bilal. Hafsa, I know one of the people that walked the Hijra route. For real? Alright, we're at 40 push-ups and we gotta get to 100. How long did it take them, Hafsa? Alright, we gotta get to 100 push-ups today. Whether you're a male or a female or a transvestite. Or wait, let me make sure I get all the genders right. Okay, guys, how many genders are there? I just asked ChatGPT how many are there. Okay, so I was gonna let's all do push-ups together, and I want to address everyone in this chat. 12 days, Hafsa, 12 days. We should do it. I want to do the journey on a camel and stream it. That'd be fire. Okay, I will, Hamza. I'll do the push-ups 1 second. So for everyone in the chat who wants to join me and do push-ups, so if there's any males in the chat, any females in the chat, any non-binaries in the chat, and any gender queer in the chat, any gender fluid in the chat, any agender in the chat, any bigender, any two-spirit, any gender non-conforming, any demi-boy, demi-girl, or androgynous. If you would like to do push-ups with me, let's do them together. We gotta get to 100. You can see it up there. Come on, Latif, do them with me. Don't be fat, Latif. Hey, is Latif fat or not? What do y'all think?
60. Okay, 60. I'll be right back. Sometimes I wanna leave this planet, yeah. Sometimes I wanna leave this planet, yeah. Energy shift. But you changed so well. I don't hate this planet, hey.
Haram!
They always misunderstand me. Yeah. Who else feels misunderstood sometimes by everybody around them? You guys, if you feel misunderstood sometimes,
So did Muhammad, and so did Moses, and so did Jesus. Jesus got killed. Moses was hated. They did the same thing to Noah. They did the same thing to Noah. But I feel too many emotions. Wish I could make the pain vanish. They always misunderstand me. Sometimes I wanna leave this planet. Yeah. Hey, I'm Hafsa's sister and you only did 19 push-ups, bro. Hey, did I really only do 19? I just did 2 more, okay? Watch your mouth. Wait, you're Hafsa's sister? Like on her account, or you're Hafsa's sister? Grayson has read more Quran and understood it than any normal Muslim like me does in their entire life. May Allah bless him with Iman. Damn, son. Thank you. Hi, Hafsa. Wait, Hafsa. This is the Hafsa I spoke to. The account of this account is Hafsa's account, but you're her sister and your name is also Hafsa? Are you on Hafsa's account, the Hafsa I spoke to, or are you someone? I'm confused. Okay, what was I about to do? Still the sister. I don't understand. Grayson. Oh, you're from her computer, I see. Well, GG's, welcome to the chat. I'm about to show y'all a song. Wish I could make the pain vanish. They always misunderstand me. Alright guys, I'm done reading for the day. I'm just going to chat for a bit. I'm going to log off soon because I got to go take a long drive.
What do you feel?
Why can't I hear it? Ready? Here we go. This is the part of the song that I can relate to. I remember the first time I heard this and I was like, this is how I feel. This is how I feel. Listen, if you want to. If this is haram to you, then you can mute it. You ready? Here we go. They always misunderstand me. Does anyone else feel like that? That they always misunderstand you?
It's starting to feel like I'm surrounded by a bunch of clones. Bro, Sway Lee gets it.
It's one big misunderstanding.
They always misunderstand me. It's starting to feel like I'm surrounded by a bunch of clones. Who in here feels like they're surrounded by a bunch of clones? Sometimes I walk around in society. Oh, why my mic messed up, homie?
Who? Hey, Shauna. Shauna, I can't today, but I would love to another time. Hey, we gotta get to 100 push-ups because I'm gonna log off. We gotta get to 100 push-ups, homies. Who's ready for push-ups? Who's ready for push-ups? Star said, I need late. Star, what do you want to hear? What story do you want to hear? We gotta get to 100 push-ups today, homies. Hey, you guys want to listen to music? Everybody wants to listen to music, don't they? You ready? I found this music group today.
As a Muslim community, incorporating instrument-free background tracks is crucial for engagement.
It's called Halal Beats. Halal Beats. Alright, 20 push-ups, everybody, let's go. Alright, that was 20. Who knows what Halal Beats is? Who knows them? Actual Hafsa here.
Story time. You ready, guys? Hello, beats on the deck. On the deck. On the deck.
See, I was born enslaved. These men, they bought and sold me. They found me well behaved. Their reason would control me. This creed, this land, these stones, they had become my master, but doubt lived in my soul. Their gods, they could not enter. But then one day I heard about a pious man who spoke amazing words. I'll meet him where I can. It all makes sense to me now. I feel my soul revived. I have the true faith inside. There is only one God.
Yo!
See me bleed. They place these boulders on me. They try to crush my spirit, but they don't really know me. I stay so strong, I bear it. They hope and pray I'm weak. Nah, my blood is African. I found the truth I seek. I won't go back again. Unshakable belief. I endure this suffering. My heart will always beat with one word that flows within.
One God. Yo, this song is a banger!
Allahumma salli ala sayyidina wa ala ashabihi ajma'in. Allahumma salli ala rasulillah wa ala ashabihi
Applause.
ajma'in.
Hey, Dr. J, use a little pot. Tag a verse in the chat. Hey, tag a verse. You gotta hear this song, bro.
His word was true again. My voice is strong.
Hey, Samit. I just see that, Samit. I love you. Thank you.
Atop this sacred house, I am the chosen one to call this land to prayer. No mind this native's tongue. God knows that I'm sincere. My voice will
God knows that I'm
rise to the
sincere.
masses, bring light upon their face. So no, under the darkest ashes, there lies a glowing blaze.
Tag a verse.
There is only
Listen to Don't Talk to Me About Muhammad by Jawad. Okay.
Ignite the flames. This message in my heart. This word my every
Yo, this song's a banger! Bro, is this... Oh my gosh. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not even capping right now. That is one of my new favorite songs. And I listen to a lot of music. Another one is The Prophets. More upbeat. Hafsa, that was pretty upbeat. That one was freaking fire. Is this on Spotify? Because I'm about to bop this every single day. One God. One God. One God. Whoa, I just found a crazy song. Boom, I got it on Spotify. Look at the picture. They're like in the chemistry lab with their prayer caps. Look at them. They whipping it up. All right, Tagaverse had a request. Okay. Tagaverse W's, brother. Much love. I miss seeing you in the chat, man. It's good to see you back. Can we get some W Tagaverse in the chat? Tagaverse, are you sure it's gonna compete with what we just listened to? Hafsa's request was pretty banger. I ain't gonna lie. Z Kasim said lol. W Taga. Tagaverse said Native Dean is so nostalgic. Aha. Yo, isn't it weird that certain songs make all of us feel nostalgic? It's like as if a song can all bring us back to our past, as if we potentially are all one spirit together, created by God. Oh! Yo, wait, I gotta... Alright, chat, after this I'm gonna have to go, so let's all enjoy this before I gotta dip, and let's all praise God for this song. Each stands at Grayson, you're so full of energy, I just can't keep up. Yeah, I give all of my energy to these streams, and then I am like, yeah, that's why. Here we go. Oh, snap. Oh, shit!
شبكة سما الإنشادية تقدم.
They're telling me to stay quiet. Don't blow the whistle, deny it. They're threatening me, so I hide it. But know that I have decided. Oh, I only fear my Lord Allah. I only fear Allah. I only fear my Lord Allah. I only fear my Lord Allah. I only fear my Lord Allah. Only Allah. There used to be a time when I was crazy.
Oh, shit!
To stand up for justice, speak up and be brave. Just be quiet, behave. Don't go
It's like reggae!
And the leaders, they be cheaters and my people's enslaved. But now I'm stronger, awake from a slumber. Injustice no longer, for freedom my hunger. You don't need to wonder, I'ma be the one to bring you a thunder. Gonna bring a thunder. Fight the corruption, spark an eruption. won't
Don't turn around after all your destruction.
And I will never put you higher than my Lord. With him
This is my reward, and with him is my reward. Oh my God, stagger words! I'm making sure y'all can hear it. Let's go! 20 push-ups!
I only fear my Lord, Allah, only Allah.
Swear by the one who holds my soul, I fear not these threats that I've been told. You may think right now they're in control, but Allah knows the things you'll never know.
Ah!
Send this message. Mom says it's nonsense to think that this life could be changed by a kid. Now it is our day, and you know we're not afraid. With empty hands and an open mind, we'll lead them all to a better way.
My enemy is chuckling because
my knees are buckling, they took all of my weapons, so I'm just a little my knuckles, and they know I'm not afraid of all the power that they got. And the people on the street, so they trying to get a shot.
we ain't got a lot. Hope for freedom's all we got. Revolutions can't be stopped, coming like a juggernaut. We tried every way, they don't hear what we say. Allah hears when we pray, peace and justice today. We stand as your equal, power to the people, commanding what is right and forbidding what is evil. Tempted to run when they come with the guns, but I'm standing here cause I fear only one.
I only fear my Lord, Allah. I only fear Allah. I only fear my Lord, Allah. I only fear my Lord, Allah. I only fear my Lord, Allah. Only Allah. Now I'm thinking about the people who be coming to represent. Some of them
do the life, giving it to whatever they want. Freedom in the land, whatever they do, the fitness strong, giving it real, the scared, do the finish.
Release from the jaws of this creep and its flaws. Policing the laws and my peace and the laws. Now deep in the hearts, we keep with the cause. In peace to our march and we reach for the stars.
Okay.
Only a hater.
Why is there not a club? Why is there not a club with this kind of music? Yo! I'm gonna do that one day. Yo, I'm gonna do that one day. I'm so tired of the night scenes not being filled with halal stuff. Why does every club have to just be about getting fucked up and just music about tonight, I'ma twerk on you tonight? It's all a bunch of bullshit. Imagine a club with this. And you could go in the middle of the day too, and it would just be like, yo, that would be so fun. Yo, that's gonna happen. God willing, inshallah. I'm opening up a club for people who want to come listen to this kind of music. Basically, yeah, and there'll be workout, or no, maybe it'll be a workout equipment. Maybe it'll just be a gym. A holy gym. I hope bro is joking. Why would I be joking? Song for soul. Yo! Like, I'm in Austin right now, and there's this thing called 6th Street, which is a street of all these bars. It's just, it's just straight debauchery. And I've participated in it many times. So, I'm not putting shame on anyone. Or I am, but myself included. The only thing to do at 6th Street really is to go into a dark room and listen to music of like Shakira, and everyone just goes like, and then you just sit there and you're like, and then you just like, and it's fun with your friends, but it's just a bunch of like, what is happening? So, yeah, and you can only enter the club if you have ADHD. You have to be outside and you have to sign a paper that says, I have ADHD. Okay, I am so ready for this. I have found a new life mission.
In the hearts, we keep with the cause. In peace to our march and we reach for the stars. Only a hater, a rebel, a traitor, but to every dictator there is one who is greater. Threatening my friends and my life and my job, but you know I will not bend, cause I only fear Allah. I only fear my Lord Allah. I only fear Allah. I only fear my Lord Allah. I only fear my Lord Allah.
gosh, this is so fire. Song for Soul, that's gonna be the name. Narizalina Grimm, you are the GOAT. A holy gym is a better idea. Oh, yo, this is the one that, oh, hey. Okay, wait, I gotta make sure I add the other song to my playlist. Dude, I'm gonna bump this for the next like 2 hours after stream today. Satan is pissed. Satan is so pissed right now. Satan is so mad right now. Y'all, Satan is listening to this stream right now and he's like, Taco verse. Holy spin class. Sally H. Why would Satan be happy right now? Grayson, do a stream in the desert. Uma Chronicles for you. Who cares? Do whatever you want. You so right. You so right. Okay, what was that song called? And then we gotta listen. I keep saying I'm gonna go, but these are just too good. Yo, the start of this one is crazy. It sounds like it's gonna be so haram.
They're telling me to stay quiet.
It's like reggae and it's like everything. Grayson lost too many calories today. Hey Latif, you call me skinny? I don't know what any of this means. I don't know what this is saying. Oh, shit! I'm gonna tell you what's wrong. This little man with a head killed him by the face, so that's when he ran. Favorite number one. Okay, this is dummy. This is dummy lit. How is this haram? You guys are crazy. If you say haram, explain why. Otherwise, it's just a stupid message. Haram does require evidence. Thank you, Hafsa. If you do claim You met... Serene says he met Native Dean. Is that true, brother? Dr. J. Dr. J, what is wrong? Hey, do you guys think Dr. J took his meds today? Or you think he's off a perky? Is Dr. J off a perky? Alright, y'all. I gotta go, guys. Let's say a prayer. And I gotta head out. I'll be back Monday, guys. Shadi Aki, Prophet Muhammad. Shadi Aki, Prophet Muhammad. Alright, I just added that. These are so funny, bro. I love the pictures. They're wearing like Gucci suits, bro.
Your deen is Islam, and your prophet that was sent for this ummah is who?
I'll see you guys next Monday, God willing. May God bless us this weekend. Stay safe out there. Spread love. Less hate, more love. Listen more than you speak. Try to see it from other people's perspective. Put yourself in their shoes. It'll solve a lot of your problems. At least it'll solve a lot of mine. I realize when I put myself in other people's shoes, I completely understand why they say what they say. My name is Grayson Brock. I'm 21 years old. If you would like to directly support the stream and help me improve my setup and help keep these streams going, you can click the link in my bio and buy me a coffee. I hope you guys learned something new today. What I learned from reading this book is today I learned about Muhammad's life and how he was trying to practice Islam. He was practicing worshiping one God, and people were like making fun of him and his companions. His own tribe of people. His own tribe of people. May God bless us all. Thank you, God, for this day. Bow your heads if you'd like to pray with me. I only fear. God, thank you for this day. Thank you for this life. I pray for peace. I declare peace on anyone hearing this message. I declare peace upon this room. I declare peace. I declare strength. God, in your name, give me strength. Give us strength. Give me strength. Everybody say it with me. God, give me strength. Make me strong. Make me wise. Make me understand. Make me understand the truth and make me understand what to do to follow you. God, get rid of any deception, and I pray against any devilish thoughts. Any evil, I pray that you eradicate it from my soul, my body, my mind. God, I declare peace. I pray for a great weekend of connecting with the people around me and worshiping you. God, I declare peace in your name. Thank you for this life. Thank you for giving me one more breath, one more day. If this is my last day, God, I will live it for you. In your heavenly name, I worship you and you alone. Thank you, God. Thank you for everybody tuning in, and I pray we all find the truth together. In your heavenly name, amen. We are the human race. We are the human race. We can unite together. We don't have to be separated. The news wants us to be separated. The government wants us to be separated because if we are separated, they can control us. If we are separated, they can control us. I did 80 push-ups. I got to do 20 more and then I'm signing off. Got to get to 100. May God bless us all. Goodbye, everyone. I'll see you on Monday. Next week, I'm going to learn the entire Arabic language in 1 week because might be the smartest person on the entire planet. Amen's in the chat. W's in the chat. May God bless us all. Goodbye.